Hey everybody, Pastor Matt here, and I'm coming to you, welcoming you as a new team lead for your respective team. We get to serve Jesus together, and I can't wait to see what God's going to do in and through you, through your team, and how we're able to link arms together to be able to fulfill the vision that God has given us here at ARBC. So in this video, I wanted to spend a little bit of time telling you not only about the vision and the mission of the church, but about some of the logistical expectations that are coming your way as a team lead. First of all, I want you just to breathe and to recognize that we are all in this together, and we're going to do all that we can to help you succeed in moving forward in the task that God has given to you. So first of all, let me share with you and remind you, I should say, of the vision of the church. Our vision is to be, make, multiply, and send hopeful, joyful disciples of Jesus, so that all from Denver to the nations would know that Jesus is enough. So everyone that is a member of ARBC, every team member, every team lead, everybody, that's our goal. Really, it's just a restatement of the Great Commission to go and make disciples, baptizing them in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe everything that I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even to the end of the age. Jesus tells us to love His Father, love God with everything that we have, and to love our neighbor as ourselves. And this is what we are doing. We are not simply talking about an organization and making sure that the infrastructure keeps going. Everything that we have, from our building to the assets to the resources, are there to help people grow in their walk with Jesus, to help people know Jesus and to grow in their walk with Jesus. Sometimes we may think that the people are here to help continue this organization of ARBC that we love so much. No. The organization is here to help people move forward in their walk and help people grow in their walk with Jesus. So everything that we do, every motion that we make, every report that we give is to that end. So, you know the vision of the church. Let me just give you a little bit of some logistical aspects. So you are now a part of Church Counsel. Church Counsel is a team, a group where the pastors and, Carla's on there, our treasurer, and then all of the team leads come together as a part of Church Counsel to basically be the last stop before anything goes to the church. For my own benefit, in case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm going to pull up and I'm going to make sure I send this to you. But really, Church Counsel is a way for our team leads to get together, not only to be able to see what's happening with other teams, but to be able to pour into other teams, to be able to find ways about how each of these teams do end up working together. According to the bylaws, the primary duties of Church Counsel are planning, coordinating, calendaring, and evaluating the work of the organizations, teams, and entities of the church. That's found in Article 5 under Church Counsel. As our structure stands currently, we as a paid staff rely on you to help us move forward, just as you rely on us for leadership and spiritual guidance. So my role is to help all of you to be reminded not only of the mission and the vision of the church, but I will be there to make sure that the relationships are good. I'll be there to remind you of how we need to make sure that we are working together in all things. So our Church Counsel normally, not every week, or not every month rather, but normally takes place on the second Tuesday of every month. It begins at 6:30, and we try to keep it to about an hour and a half, 2 hours. We've implemented some some rules, I guess, to help Church Counsel move along. So if you've been on Church Counsel before, you can understand how the conversation on some things can get robust. That's bound to happen because everybody has different roles and tasks and personalities and strengths and basically ways of seeing things. Everybody has different lenses, and that's why it's important for us to work together to make sure that we are hearing each other and that we are moving forward well. So, in order for us to be very well prepared for Church Counsel, we have to have a report. And so Carla wants to make sure that those reports and all of the motions are sent out to everybody on Church Counsel in plenty of time so that you have an opportunity to read over them. So when Carla sends out a reminder about Church Counsel, it'll be about a week or more before the meeting. So be aware of the meeting time of church council, again, second Wednesday. And also the members meeting will take place that following Sunday, which is the third Sunday of the month. It starts at 5. We usually start off with a song and a quick devotional from myself, because we want to make sure that we're not just conducting business where we're just moving around assets and resources and stuff. This is a worship service. This is about ministry happening. This is about kingdom work, and so we want to make sure that we're focused on that. So prepare your team report ahead of time so Carla can include the report in the packet. Those reports are important because those reports tell everybody, it's a way for us to document the ministry that's taking place. You may not think it's a lot that's going on, but there are things that happen in your team one way or another that's good, or maybe some challenges that we can pray for. And I would encourage you to include those in the reports. It's important for us to see those things. So when Carla sends out the church council packet, I would encourage you to read that before the meeting. It is going to be really important, because there's nothing like having a motion that you're not aware of, or that's going to be really surprising to you, and you're not prepared in the meeting. You're not having time to work out and maybe be able to ask questions beforehand so you can go into the meeting a little bit more prepared. I mean, those things happen and shouldn't surprise us, but those things do happen. So it'll help you absorb the reports and the motions before coming to church council. If you come in cold, you don't read those reports, that doesn't help with the flow and the focus of the meeting. You reading it ahead of time, absorbing it ahead of time, will help us to be able to move things along well and not be there any longer than is necessary. It's good for us to be there, and we want to make sure we're taking our time. Don't get me wrong, but we don't want to be there for too terribly long, because again, it's a Tuesday night, and after Tuesday comes Wednesday, and many of you have to work in the morning. And so we want to expedite this as best as we can while still being comprehensive in what we're covering. If you have a question about a motion or something in a particular team's report, please know it's appropriate to reach out to them before the meeting. That's okay. That's okay to do that. This can help with getting the needed background information prior to the meeting. Because if we come in cold, then we're having to get all of that backstory in. It's okay. It's okay to be able to do that. We can even send to you, especially if you're new on the team, we can send to you prior reports so that you kind of get an idea of what's going on. We've decided that each motion will take 20 minutes for a discussion. Again, that will help with you reading beforehand, absorbing the information, asking appropriate questions beforehand going into the meeting. This will help us to stay focused on the motion itself. You know how it is when people get there, that sometimes we can all chase rabbits, and I'm guilty of it as well. So this is just as much for me as for anybody else. Each motion should work to explain how this implementation fits into the mission of the church, being, making, multiplying, and sending hopeful, joyful disciples of Jesus. If we cannot arrive at some conclusion in this amount of time, then we need to evaluate the motion itself. Now, when we have our orientation, we're going to go through really how to write a motion. And believe me, this may seem almost pedantic and childlike, but it'll help us along the way. So, again, we've got to remember that we are all in this together. So as we go over this video, as you watch this video rather, and as you read some of these things that are coming along, we're hoping that this will be able to help you with certain questions that you maybe have, and be able to come into this meeting a little more prepared. We will get with each of you, at least that's our plan, is to be able to get with each of you, and hopefully the outgoing chairmen of your teams will be able to get with you as well. I'm going to encourage them to do so with the exit interviews. The outgoing chairman of the team will be able to get with you and help you to understand a little bit more about what it is, especially if you're coming brand new to the team. If you've already been on the team, you kind of have an idea of what to expect. So that's good. But if you're brand new to the team and God in His providence has set you as chair over that team, as team lead, let me know, and I will be sure to get up with you. My goal and my prayer and my aim is to cheer you on, to help you succeed, to help you to understand more about what the expectations are, and for us all to be able to work together, because the goal is, again, is not to make sure that we just have enough resources for our own comfort. Our goal is to make, multiply, and send hopeful, joyful disciples of Jesus. God bless you all, and Lord willing, we'll be able to see you very soon. God bless you. Thanks.